Miss Tenor Sax Player here. This is my schizophrenia part 3. It's easier for me to do all these videos in one day so that I'm not forgetting what I've rehearsed and written down or what I'm trying to go over. So, yeah, I'm doing all these videos in one day just so I can get it out, you know? So, what today's video, or this video session is going to be about is my hallucinations. And it's also going to be about how schizophrenia affects my everyday life. First, I would like to start with hallucinations, audible hallucinations. I hear several voices all the time. Some are kind and they just speak to each other or they speak to me. And then there's others that are violent and angry and hateful. They tell me to cut. They really like it. They really like for me to go and break glass and use that to cut myself, or a really sharp rock. They really don't like knives all that much, I guess because they don't do as much damage. I don't know. So those are my command hallucinations. But like I said, there's also some that just talk to me. They just speak to each other, or maybe they'll comment on if I'm watching TV or if I'm reading a book or trying to, a lot of those things it's trying to do. They'll comment a lot. Also, that I have visual hallucinations, which means I see things that apparently aren't there. So I see a snake. His name is 252. I see a red number 5. There's 2 shadow people, Mr. and Mrs. RUX. There's Ghoul. There's used to be. There's Bridie. She's a maid. Ghoul and used to be, along with Mr. Red, Mr. Blue, and Mr. Green, are creatures that I really don't know how to explain. Along with the Frogman, I don't know how to explain him either. I see some people, sometimes I see bunnies, 12 bunnies, 1 for each month of the year. 525 is a little mouse, rat kind of thing. I don't really know how to explain that. And most of these come from the land of Schizophrenia that I think I spoke to you about in the previous video. So that's pretty much, you know, if they're here visiting me, then I might be on my way to Schizophrenia then, if that makes sense. And I also have tactile hallucinations. Mainly, I feel like sometimes I'm getting a headache from the voices, but then it passes pretty quickly. And then another one is that I have a nosebleed. Like I can see the bleed, like the blood coming in my hands, or I can feel it going down my throat, and I can taste it in my mouth, and I can feel it pouring down my face, you know. So to me it's real, and I don't always know when it is or isn't. So I just kind of rely on family for that one. So how does this affect my everyday life? I get up. I force myself to get up. It's very hard to sometimes. I take my medicine, which makes me really tired all day. I have chores that I'm supposed to attempt to do, but I move slowly, a lot slower than some other people. I don't know why, I'm slow. I have to avoid sharp objects or anything that could possibly be poisonous, such as cleaners or soap, pills, anything like that. I can't really hold down a job right now because I can't distinguish whose voice is whose because I hear so many. If you were to approach me and speak to me, I wouldn't know which voice to listen to. I wouldn't know which voice is yours. So it's really hard for me to do that. It's really hard for me to make myself go exercise. I just have no motivation whatsoever. I'm a musician. I'm supposed to practice every day, but sometimes the voices are so loud I can't. I get distracted so easily. I have a very short attention span. It's so hard for me to concentrate. Um, it's good that I'm actually concentrating for almost 6 minutes now just to make a video, and things are just kind of rough on me right now. I just have to get the medications figured out. Um, Hopefully it'll be okay. I also tend to pull away from family, hide in my room, or hide in the bathroom or something like that. Friends call, I don't always answer because I'm afraid to talk to them. I'm afraid to answer the phone because I know that they're listening. I know that the people out there are listening, which, I know there's people listening now because I'm intentionally recording this. So sometimes I just get so afraid I don't even want to leave the house because I'm afraid of what could happen, what the voices say may happen. Um, I lose touch with reality very often. Today I've been awake for 3 hours and I'm pretty sure I've been in reality the whole time, so that's like a record for me. So, yeah, that's my schizophrenia. So feel free to ask questions and comment, but please do not be rude. That would just tear me up. I might not actually be able to cry over it that day, but eventually one of the voices will probably throw it back at me. So I ask that you please be kind and considerate.